It's This Week in Bourbon, and today, I'll just be frank with you. And here's your headlines for July 10th, 2026. Fawn and Keith Weaver have now been terminated from Uncle Nearest. A new investigation is going on into Canada's ongoing boycott of American alcohol, and Barton has now released their 1792 Kentucky Straight Rye Whiskey. Before we get started, here's a quick word from our partners. Hey, everybody, welcome back. It is This Week in Bourbon. I'm Kenny Coleman.
Ryan Cecil here. Happy post 4th of July, 250.
4th of July. You know, you'd think at this point that the 250 bottles would be over. I hate to break it to you, Ryan. The second half of the show, it is continuing on with America's 250th birthday.
I actually quite enjoy these. So let's keep them going all year long. We got a whole year to celebrate it. So
why did we not come out with our own? We should have come out with just like firework edition, and it just like tasted like bottle rockets.
Yeah, it had like what do you call them? Sparklers on the end.
Oh, it's something.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, add some alcohol and some sparklers to it. Like, yeah, light it on fire.
Maybe just the snap fireworks. You like throw down the pop ones.
I tell you what, though, one of my favorite pastimes was fireworks. Like,
I still love them.
Oh, I mean, my family, like, I'm sure a lot of people, like, there's a place around here called Phantom Fireworks, and they would send out catalogs every year of like, hey, this is what's going on. And I don't get one nowadays because I haven't bought anything in a while, but apparently people still get these catalogs, and they said they're like a solid inch thick.
Yeah.
But when you are a child and you're looking at this and you're like, well, buy one, get three free, you go, this is the deal of the century. I've got to load up on these. And so we would save our money throughout the year just to go and buy fireworks when it came time for the 4th of July. So this is a time in my life that fireworks just hold a near and dear place to my heart. And I'm still here with solid 10 fingers and 10 digits here.
Yeah. I was in a fireworks store in Alabama, and they actually had this like gun that had 30 like
like a Gatling gun.
Yeah, and you held it and it shot like it was like I was like, this is so cool, I want it, but I didn't buy it.
It reminds me, I mean, I know you weren't supposed to. Did you hold Roman candles though?
Oh yeah,
we
would used to have fights and stuff with them. Stupid dummies.
You get 10 shots, right?
Exactly.
You got to make it count.
It was like laser tag.
Well, you're finally back. You had a nice little holiday in, well, we called an obligation in
that's right,
the Florida-Alabama line. Where'd you go?
I was in Orange Beach, Alabama, the most hot and humidest place on the planet. But it was great. My daughter won a couple of national championships in 2 routines, second in the other. So
how do you win a couple national championships?
Well, different routines, because you have like jazz, ballet, hip hop, whatever, line dances, and I still don't understand
line dancing. All right, didn't know that was a thing, but cool.
I didn't either. So, but no, it was super fun. And then connected with Matt Ramsey from Cooker of Deliciousness. If you haven't checked out his content on Instagram or TikTok, he's an awesome at-home chef, great recipes. But we were down there at the same time he took me and my son fishing, red snapper fishing. It was pretty awesome. We caught about 30, but you could only keep 10. And
were you just like throwing hot dogs on the line and they were just eating them?
No.
Like it really wasn't even fishing at this point. You were just like, you just throw it down, you just pull it back up.
No, we went out for the first hour and didn't catch a thing. And I was like, this is going to suck. Because I don't care, but my son, he wants like action. He's 11.
Immediate gratification.
But then our guide was awesome. He found another spot. And then we just had these like little live, look like shad almost. You put them on a hook, and then you throw them down about 60 feet and you kind of troll around. And then boom, they take them. And you're like, oh. The first one my son hit, it like almost pulled him in. I was like, damn boy, like
you better.
I've caught
some
snapper
muscles
before. They're only like 3 or 4 pounds, but he pulled one in. It was like 8.5 pounds. It was a monster, which was pretty cool. So he loved it. We loved it, and the guide filleted them all up for us. So Matt's gonna one day bring them to our warehouse, and they dry iced them back to Kentucky, and we're gonna cook them at the warehouse and
Heck
stuff.
yeah.
So it should be awesome.
That's awesome, man. Yeah,
and to shout out to Tacky Jacks. Ken, our good friend and fan of the show, has a great spot down there. He took great care of us and our family. Loves the podcast, loves our products. If you're in the Orange Beach, Gulf Shores area, Tacky Jacks, it's a killer spot right on the water. Great food, service, and they have a Ken Old Fashioned, which is really good.
I think I would like that one.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm just being frank about it.
That's right. Oh, yeah. So, I always wondered where that came from. So please enlighten us.
Well, here you go, Ryan. So actually, during the Roman Empire, the emperor would often allow various conquered tribes to develop their own part of the empire in exchange for protection. And one of these tribes were a Germanic tribe known as the Franks, who became actually known as modern-day France. And this is why, as act of letting a smaller group run an individual area of a larger group is known as a franchise. So unlike some of the other conquered tribes, the Franks didn't see themselves as a lower class citizen under Roman rule, but as free people. And this is why today, when we speak open freely, we say we're just being frank.
Oh, okay.
All goes back to France.
Sure. And isn't that like Frank August's tagline or something? Just be frank.
And who would have known? It has absolutely nothing to do with France.
That's right.
It is what it is, though. Well, good. I mean, I'm glad you had a good time there because
I missed you.
I love. I think I'm gonna start getting back into like deep sea fishing. We got a few other things that we're thinking about. I think I was scarred as a child. I got seasick going out. I've never done it again, but I think in my older years, it's like I think I could probably handle.
You can get the patch, throw it on there.
Yeah,
I'll patch.
Fine.
Yeah,
I think it was just like a fluke when I was younger. But other than that, I love being on boats. So
yeah,
it's fine.
It's pretty crazy. You go out there. We're about 8 miles off the coast, and you can't see anything but water. And you're like, okay,
yep.
Well,
hope we don't run out of gas.
Yep. Hope this boat's working good.
Well, we also got something in our glasses here real quick before we get started. So this is from our buddy Prov over at Dream Spirits. But this is a private selection, right?
Yeah, from our other buddy, Michael Rowland. Roland, I don't know how you pronounce it. Sorry, Michael. But he's a good friend of ours. He has a club in Texas called Whiskey Warriors Barrel Club. And he was like, you got to try this. And he was like, it's different, unique, interesting. And so he gave us a bottle Palooza Week. And yeah. Let's dive into it.
And he has way too much wax on here.
My two least favorite things, wax and then a glass cork.
Yeah, I was about to say, I think the wax was aftermarket, and it's also, I mean, y'all, we're looking at least 3/8 of an inch thick on how big this wax is. So we're going to say, don't make your wax that thick. But overall, I mean, it has like this. It says straight bourbon whiskey. It almost has like a corn whiskey, but a bourbon note to it.
Yeah, it's super chocolatey, malty. There's like a cobbler-esque to it. So it's got like some like strawberry, blackberry cobbler. There's some like funkiness to it. It's strange, but good in a good way. It's like, I think it's from KAD, which is Kentucky Artisan Distillery, 10 years old. And normally I don't like. Not that I don't like some of their stuff's just way off profile. So this one's like actually really good.
It is literally called the Skillet Fruit Bowl.
Oh, is it? Oh, I didn't even read it.
The Skillet Fruit Bomb is what they call it.
Skillet Fruit Bomb. Well, that nails it.
I guess if you're
these AI stickers crack me up.
If you're gonna make an AI sticker that looks like it is you're pouring fruit into a skillet, then I guess that's probably what it's gonna be.
Yeah. Tasty.
All right, let's move on here a little bit. A few things. One, super proud to announce, and we'll get to a little bit in the news, but Ryan, congratulations. Welcome officially to the Kentucky Bourbon Trail.
It's wild. I'm like, when do we get on the map? Like at the Fraser or wherever. I'm like,
we're officially on digitally right now.
Digitally, yeah.
But once they update all their marketing materials, we will be an official dot on the map of the Kentucky Bourbon Trail.
It's pretty cool, just starting from a podcast in our basements and now having this location and now being part of the, exclusive club of the Kentucky Bourbon Trail. It's pretty surreal. So thank you all for everyone that commented on our post and the text messages I received. It's a surreal moment for both of us. I'm speaking for you, but it's pretty cool.
It's wild to think that, was it episode 8? Like literally 008 is when we had Adam from the Kentucky Bourbon Trail on, and we just talked about what makes the Kentucky Bourbon Trail the Kentucky Bourbon Trail. And here we are over 1,000 episodes later, and now we are an official stop, an official partner of it. So it's just a really kind of cool first full circle moment, I think, for us. And, shout out to Kelsey on our team who's on marketing, and she actually messaged us yesterday and said, I feel like I should have brought cupcakes or something to celebrate. And we don't stop and smell the roses enough. We're like, it's just another day.
Yeah.
Like we're just moving in the right direction. That's all it means. But I've
like, how many barrel samples I have to pull today?
yeah. But overall, like we've had a lot of good kudos and people that have. Here's the thing: is like we get these press releases all the time of like, oh, another 4 stops in the Kentucky Bourbon Trail or whatever it is. I'm like, nobody's gonna care about this, but whatever. We'll put out a press release, and I didn't anticipate the amount of messages and people that were actually paying attention to it. So, thank you all.
Thank you.
It's really awesome to be able to see that, and kind of makes us feel really good and happy inside. So,
And come by and see us.
yeah, definitely. We're here recording right now on the Bourbon Trail.
That's
So
right.
you can come and see it next time. Every single Wednesday we are recording. So other things, just talk about like Pursuit in July that's happening. So on July 14th, I will be in Libertyville, Illinois at the Gold Eagle Wine and Spirits doing a Pursuit Masterclass. I believe it's sold out already.
Dang.
I know. I feel really proud about myself, but they did a lot of the marketing. So very cool to be able to see that. July 15th, I will be doing a happy hour at Slightly Toasted. And that's with some people from the Craft Whiskey Collective that'll be there also in Chicago. If you happen to be in the Texas region, guess what? We're going to be there as well. Well, at least Sarah's going to be there, and she's doing a lot of great things. So July 16th is going to be another Pursuit Masterclass happening at Longhorn in Beaumont, Texas. July 17th is going to be at Breaking Clays for a Cure in Lumberton, Texas. And July 17th as well as Pursuit will be at the Texas Package Store Association, the TPSA, that is happening in San Antonio.
All good things. I'm not part of them, which I love even more.
Yeah, you get to take a back seat with this one,
That's
Ryan.
right.
I know. Well, Ryan, you ready to dig into this
Let's
news?
go.
Oh, this first one's so juicy.
Sounds juicy.
So juicy. And hold on, because there's so much that everybody has missed in the past couple weeks here. So just get ready for it. So here is some updates in we'll call it the collapsing empire of Uncle Nearest with Fawn Weaver and Keith Weaver. So anyway, in a major escalation, the court-appointed receiver has officially terminated Fawn and Keith from Uncle Nearest and a signed letter of intent to sell all company assets to an undisclosed third-party buyer. This follows the dramatic June 5th Chapter 11 bankruptcy filing by Humble Baron. Remember, this is different because Humble Baron, which is the entity that has the bar and everything like that, they have now filed for Chapter 11 bankruptcy in the East District Court of Tennessee, which exposed around $6.6 million in total debt. And they've also posted a net loss of $3.5 million since 2022, despite bringing in a, quote, $180,000 in revenue, gross revenue so far in just 2026. This has also triggered more eviction. So actually, at this point, Humble Baron has now been served an eviction notice. And so the receiver has revealed that that business has failed to pay around $5,000 in monthly rent for over 1 year, racking up around $65,000 in potential debt between May 2025 and June 2026. The federal judge has also granted the receiver relief from the automatic bankruptcy stay that proceeded with the eviction, while the court documents highlighted a highly controversial petition where Keith Weaver transferred around $193,000 from the bar's account to his wholly owned Nashwood Inc. within 90 days of the bankruptcy filings, only to offer in return $100,000 to the business as a loan with a 10% interest rate. So hopefully you're following right here, because it goes further. This is now extending to more personal and operational liability, with American Express now filing a personal lawsuit against Keith Weaver on June 25th, alongside separate complaints filed by the staffing corporation for Humble Baron that started on May 1st. And also Lamar Airport Advertising is now suing as well, and that started on April 10th. State regulators are also stepping in, with the Tennessee Department of Labor Bureau of Unemployment Insurance demanding answers over unpaid employment and COBRA insurance. Meanwhile, Fawn Weaver is fighting a desperate battle to stop the sale of the $2.5 million property in Martha's Vineyard, claiming that the depressed sale price would hurt minor shareholders, even though the estate's massive debt load is estimated at more than $13 million right now, meaning the home is less than 1% of the money owed. This motion comes from the heels of the defeat in the bankruptcy court, where a judge threw out her previous bankruptcy appeal after ruling that she acted independently and completely lacked the board authority to even file it, prompting the embattled to scrub her social media channels and announce a sudden departure from the public eye until September.
Wow. It's worse than you could even imagine.
Oh, man. Like I said, it got juicy quick.
Gosh, it's always been juicy, but now it's just like catastrophic almost. It's like, it's depressing.
I just look at it and I understand like people have their fanboys and people have like people that back up for them. And I don't know how anybody could post something on social media and be like, I still stand with Fawn.
Yeah.
Like this is just going to show you that this was like just moving money around. And I'm not going to like say it for other people, but the fact is like, and you should go read the bourbonandryeclub.com. Like this is where a lot of this is coming from, is that they failed to pay unemployment and COBRA insurance for all the people that they let go. Like it's just bad ethics.
Yeah. Yeah. It's just there's no better term than a shit show. I mean, it's devastating, depressing, like that somebody would do this to the company, do this to investors, do this to employees, do this to, and it's just, it's hard to wrap your head around that. There's no words. It's tragic, really, is what it is.
I know. And that's why I said this was going to be a doozy of an update.
Yeah.
It was a big one. And this all happened in the span of 2 weeks. So, so much to unpack, and we'll see what still unfolds. But man alive, we've now been covering this for over a year. At least it feels like a year. I don't really know how long it's been, but.
Well, like a month ago, you had, somebody that was going to buy it out or whatever. And you're like, all right, well, maybe they're on the other side of this. And then this comes out and it's just like, oh, there's even more shit to comb through.
Oh, exactly.
And there's probably even more.
I think they're, who knows? Like, they're still trying to uncover. Here's the thing, Ryan, me and you own this business. How many LLCs do we have in regards of the Pursuit umbrella?
Just one.
2. We have Bourbon Pursuit.
Oh yeah.
And Pursuit Spirits. Like, and that's it.
Yeah.
And there's really no crossover.
Well, we do have Pursuit promos,
but that's another one. That's a little small entity. That's where we're going to start shoveling everything, by the way.
That's right. The bank account has like $1,000.
Yeah, I know, right? It's like, I was like, how can we keep this to, it really doesn't matter. But anyway, I mean, they're moving hundreds of thousands or millions of dollars between, I think, when we've been talking about this, over a dozen LLCs of how they structured everything. Like,
and the wild part is like they keep just like posting stuff like Sundays at our lake house on, with this massive property and gorgeous lake. And it's like, are you that unaware of what's going on?
I mean, you would think that somebody would be looking at this and being like, oh, like if there's a smoking gun, or wherever there's smoke, there's fire, like whatever it is. I don't know. Like it's hard to sit here and look at this and being like, wow, like I really hope for the best for them. But I mean, at this point, like they've proven that they're
time and time again. Yep.
And I know we keep harping on this, like, oh yeah, like we want to save the Uncle Nearest name. Like it's a legacy we're saving. It's all this, like it's done. Like I don't think that anybody can come in and you're going to be able to reclaim the baggage and the negative stigma that this has put on the brand.
Yeah, it's going to be tough. I mean, I think maybe for the Uncle Nearest that probably the general consumer is not following along with this, much like us whiskey fans and geeks are. And so they don't care. They don't care. Like if I brought this up, my friends are like, who's Uncle Nearest? Or like not the distiller, but the brand or whatever. And so I don't know. I think it is going to be tough because that's who you have to win over first, are whiskey fans, and then you can scale the brand from there. So it's going to be an uphill battle for them. I thought there was a chance maybe about 3 to 4 months ago that somebody could buy it, they could resurrect it, but it's just too big of a shit show right now, and I don't know how you clean it up.
I don't know how months ago you wouldn't have seen this and thought like, hey, we should probably go ahead and just resolve what we can I mean, you know, when you get caught in a lie and you try to just keep burying yourself deeper and deeper, I feel like this is what's happening. Like all of a sudden they're just like, oh no, everything's fine. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. And then all of a sudden, you know, the onion layers just keep getting peeled back. And you're just like, wow, it's way worse than what we ever thought.
It is. I don't even want to talk about it.
All right. Well, good for you. We can move on because there's more things to talk about. And might as well we just start talking about America's 250.
Heck yeah.
Let's just go ahead and keep this train rolling because Jack Daniels, they're going to want to join the party here because they're teaming up with the USO for a new campaign called United We Toast. And this is honoring the sacrifice and legacy of the United States Armed Forces. So this is going to be going on a new campaign to connect with a goal of delivering more than 2 million notes to military members worldwide. And this will be kicking off back on July 4th with a televised toast of Jack Daniel's stage on Broadway during Nashville's annual Let Freedom Sing Festival. And it's going to include the 86th anniversary of the Sturgis Motorcycle Rally in August to engage, which will be around 575,000 attendees, and as well as local military community events at the New Orleans Fleet Week and the USO Experience in Virginia Beach, and the flagship USO 5-Star Gala that'll be happening in Seattle. You can learn more about this at jackdaniels.com/toast-250.
I've always wanted to just go to that Sturgis and just be like a fly on the wall.
I bet you it's like just wild.
Yes.
Just probably the people watching.
Oh, it'd be so great.
Well, I mean, it's all just like a bunch of Harley drivers.
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought.
Set up a lawn chair and a cooler and get some Jack and lemonade. And
you ever driven on a Harley before or ridden on one?
I have. My cousin Ben, has had one. Then he wrecked it and like tore it. And I rode on that thing with
6
him.
months, right? Yeah.
And I'd never been more freaked out in my life just because you're like, there's nothing between me and the pavement. And I don't know. I did not enjoy it whatsoever.
No, I have never.
But I know people love it, but I just, it's not for me.
I've done a few scooters in my life, never done a motorcycle. So I guess I need to add that in my wish list of things to do next to getting back on a parasail. Because apparently I fall through the ropes and it's happened before. So
what? Like you're too small?
Well, I think my upper body strength is not where it should be. So, all right, this is going to be a quick aside, and probably it's a story my wife loves to talk about. So it was like one of our first vacations we ever went on. We tried to do like a tandem parasailing, right? You know, you have two people sit in the seats or whatever, and you dip your feet in, they bring you back up. My ass slides to the front, and I'm literally holding on. I look like a frog in the sky. Like my legs are just spladdled out. And they're like, pull yourself up. And I'm just really weak. And I can't. I mean, you got the whole wind against you. So I'm like trying to pull myself up in a parasail and I couldn't do it. And so I'm literally.
Lauren could?
No, she didn't fall forward. She was just sitting, having a good old time, laughing at me, acting like nothing was wrong. And so they're like, all right, we're going to bring you down. And so you can like get in the water and then you got to pull yourself back up. I was like, all right, cool. I got it. Get back down. And like, you're literally flying through the water. Like it couldn't have been more pressure against you. And I was like, I still couldn't get back up. So they bring me back up and I'm still just like this dangling in the sky. And it was like that for 15 minutes. One of the worst experiences of my life.
And then you just gave up?
Oh yeah. I was like, I'm just going to sit here and
parasailing.
Just be suspended from my nuts in the sky is pretty much what happened.
Yeah. No thanks.
Well,
I'm good.
Anyway, now everybody knows about that part of my life. Let's go ahead and continue this on. So WhistlePig has now finalized a new property transaction as it sold its $17 million entity that's based out in Delaware, known as Zags 26. So this facility, which originally opened with a 124,000 square foot warehouse and expanded over 2 years to include 7 additional 14,000 square foot buildings, has faced pushback since 2024 when it was identified as a source of, what was it? Pedonia, all the black mold, you kind of say. But anyway, you're going to see that anyway. Anyway, they sold that particular location to investors, but apparently from other related news is that WhistlePig is not going anywhere. They just sold it back to their investors, so they actually have money back on the property versus owning in the brand.
Yeah, makes sense. Get off your balance sheet, and then you can pay rent to that separate entity or whatever. So I understand that.
Mm-hmm. So that was one of my biggest regrets we never did, was ever going up to Vermont to go and take a single barrel from WhistlePig, because
we had the chance and your wife didn't want to go.
Count that on the many hands of things that she does not want to go or leave to go and do. So at some point, I just got to figure out how to fake sick and be like, I can't come home tonight. Like, I'm just going to stay at a hotel.
Going to Vermont.
Yeah, I'm going to Vermont. You don't want to be around me. I promise. This will be terrible. Well, in other kind of good news is that Wyoming Whiskey has officially returned back to its home state, as now the acquisition of an 80% stake has now been taken from Edrington by WW Partners LLC, which is the investment group led by co-founder David DeFazio, which you heard back on the podcast a long time ago. So to kind of spearhead this and go a little bit closer here is that now David has bought back all the ownership rights from everything else. So it's now back in their own hands, and they're running it in-house once again.
That's probably not a bad thing. I mean, a lot of times, these brands get bought up by bigger brands, and then they kind of get lost and, don't get the attention that they need and deserve. And so sometimes it makes sense that let's take it back. We can do what we want to do with the brand. So I understand. Yeah. And I love Wyoming Whiskey. I think they make some fantastic products.
More Outrider.
Oh, yeah. Best.
Honestly, one of the best probably comments that we've ever had on the show was to go and listen to David talk about the birth of what was it, their wheat bourbon, or what was it?
No, it's it's the Outrider.
Was it the Outrider? Because
they were like, Steve, you need to make a rye whiskey.
Steve Nally, yeah.
He's like, I'm not making a rye whiskey. I hate that stuff or whatever. And then he made a rye whiskey, but it was
mostly wheat.
It was like 1% barely legal rye or something.
Oh,
or I don't even think it was a rye whiskey. It was like 51% corn for it. It was like 1% off, like being a true rye whiskey.
Yeah, and they're just like, why would you do this? He was like, I told you I wasn't going to make it. Yep. Anyway, go back and listen to the episode. I promise it's like you'll listen to that and be like, this is pure gold. All right. So on with our other headline here is that United States Congresswoman Claudia Tenney has introduced a new legislation to launch an investigation into Canada's ongoing boycott of American spirits. So the Combating Attacks on Our National Alcoholic Drinks by Allies Act, I didn't know that was a thing, but apparently it is also known as the Canada Act, and that directs the United States Trade Representatives to initiate a Section 301 investigation within 30 days of enactment. This move comes after trade tensions led nearly all of Canadian provinces to pull all of American spirits, wine, and beer from store shelves starting in March of back in 2025, causing United States alcohol exports to Canada plunge by 70%. So major producers, including Jack Daniels, have seen plummets happening. There's also new proposed legislation that'll be requiring federal trade officials to engage directly with affected alcohol producers and industry stakeholders to determine if the provincial boycotts do violate the Trade Act of 1974. This can be backed by the American Craft Spirits Association, the Wine Institute, and the Wine Americas, and it's going to try to reclaim fair market access for American businesses and trade barriers upcoming of new trade agreement renegotiations.
Well, I mean, I will say I was in Canada, Montreal, Quebec City last year, and for the most part, people were pretty sad that they couldn't get their American products that they loved. And so I think
I like hearing that.
Consumers in Canada do want these products. I understand the retaliation, but I don't know. This is where it gets tricky and tough, and it's over my head from a geopolitical, economic standpoint. But we do get a lot of products from Canada, and so I don't know. Just let us come back.
Please. We need the Brown Formans of this world to fly so we can walk.
Exactly.
Right. That's pretty much what we need. So it is true. Like, we need a lot of these trade barriers to be starting to open up. There's been a lot of great talks with India in the past couple of weeks too. So we need just a lot of the world to start embracing this, because it is truly a necessity to be able to make this.
16 million barrels in Kentucky right now.
Yeah.
So.
And we got to do more than whatever American output, right? I mean, I think America consumes a lot more from exports and maybe what we, what we import versus what we export. So this is just one of those things that is like we need to have a global balance of trade. But obviously, I think selfishly, we want this because of the category we're in and what we need to help it survive and help it go, and why you want to continue to see great distilleries continue to thrive in years and years to come.
That's right.
This will be a quick one. So Country Boy Brewing is now entering in the spirits production. They're actually based in, I think, the Lexington area, if I'm not mistaken. They're actually opening a place in Sadieville, Kentucky. That'll be happening in autumn of 2026. So they're going to be turning a 1,300 square foot former commercial building at 325 Cincinnati Road into a facility that will manufacture vodka, gin, and apple brandy. So there you go.
Nice. I like their Shotgun Wedding. It's a good beer.
Yes. I'm trying to think. What are the other ones that they have? Is it Shotgun Wedding? Country Boy Brewing. What do they have? I feel like there's a there's like their most popular one. Is it Shotgun Wedding?
Shotgun Wedding, I think, is the most popular. It's got to be. I don't.
Cougar Bait.
Cougar Bait.
That was the one I'm thinking of.
Yeah, that one's good too.
There we go.
I haven't had any other ones, but I've had those two. They're solid.
Cougar Bait. That's what I was thinking of.
Yeah, that makes sense. I mean, beer's slowly gaining traction back in the marketplace. But I still think long-term spirits are like where the new consumer is kind of like gravitating towards. But I don't know. These things go, if
you would have told me 5 years ago that we were on a meteoric rise, and then all of a sudden
it's wild. It's like, and you look at the last 100 years of trends and this and that, and you're like whiskey has gone through this 3 or 4 times where it was the hot thing, then it wasn't hot thing, then it wasn't hot thing. And so it's just funny how these trends, it's hard to predict.
Well, just figure out what's next after Buzzballs, right?
That's right.
Golly. All right. We got a few more here. And this is kind of more in the legal side here, is that so a New York-based craft distiller is now taking fight against shipping restrictions to the Federal Appeals Court in the state of Oregon. So during a hearing that upheld on July 6th, again in Portland, Oregon, legal counsel for Shady Knoll Orchards and Distillery urged a 3-judge panel in the Ninth Circuit to strike down Washington state's law that limits direct-to-consumer spirit sales exclusively to in-state producers. The distillery is appealing to an April 2025 lower court summary judge ruling that it upheld regulations, but anyway, I'm trying to skim through this a little bit. Attorneys representing the Washington State Liquor Control and Cannabis Board countered by arguing that spirits warranted distinct regulatory schemes from wine and that the physical presence of requirements are vital for enforcing tax state collections. So, to bring that all together, a New York distillery is suing somebody in Washington State saying that you can't go ahead and ship directly to consumers. Why can't I do it too?
Yeah,
why not?
Fair argument.
Mm-hmm. I think we'll continue to see this bubble up more and more again. So let's just keep seeing it. So if you, I mean, heck, I would love to see it. I just don't have time to take it to law.
Or the money.
No, or the money whatsoever. We talked about the very top of the show. Congratulations to us being a part of the Kentucky River Trail. But there's also 4 other ones that are joining: Uncle Bougie's Distilling Company, Purple Toad Winery and Distillery in Bowling Green, Kentucky, and Cave City Distilling in Cave City as well. So
congrats to those. Welcome to the fam.
Yeah, exactly. And our last one is more experience-based here, is that if you're going to be coming to Kentucky this summer, Buffalo Trace is now announcing the debut of, I guess we send our kids to these things, Camp Buffalo Trace. Designed for guests 21 and older, it's an adult summer camp where you can experience blends of nostalgic outdoor activities with hands-on whiskey education. And you'll enjoy 4 custom interactive programs, including crafting a custom wooden muddler from barrel staves.
Oh, yeah.
So I guess you'll be whittling wood.
I've always wanted those.
A fast-paced bung driving relay.
Okay.
Blind tastings, and a single barrel challenge comparing 3 different aging barrels. For other select lucky campers, it also extends the night with an overnight luxury camping on the historic grounds of their air-conditioned canvas tents. So this will be taking place from August 29th to September 5th with a total of only 200 guests, and will be available through an online sweepstakes running through July 14th through July 21st. And you can either win a day pass for 90 winners, or one or 10 people can win overnight packages on the official website.
That's pretty cool. I mean, we take it for granted because we get to do this stuff on a daily basis. But I mean, for someone that's never experienced those that's pretty fun. I like this idea.
It's in canvas tents, so there is going to be air conditioning.
Yeah, it's
right?
glamping.
So it is totally glamping. So that's a good thing. I hope they've got porta pots. They've got chefs ready to go. They've got really kind of cool things. It might be something unique and different, which is kind of cool to see. I think Buffalo Trace, maybe Heaven Hill are probably the only ones that could probably pull something like this off based on their property and what they could do.
Yeah,
but pretty interesting because this is a pretty typical thing that you would see for music festivals. Is you have these glamping areas, or you have these canvas tents and really nice things and all this other sort of stuff. So I can see it.
Like the Fire Festival.
If you're a little bit different.
Yeah.
Very similar. Better than probably bologna sandwiches.
That's right.
Hopefully.
I like bologna.
Smoked bologna apparently is a thing. And I gotta get myself some of that.
It's awesome.
Well, stick around. No smoked bologna, but we got some bourbon release news coming up. Hey everybody, it is bourbon release news time. You know what? There's a lot of 250th, so might as well get into it, right? Not to be left out is, of course, Jim Beam and their Knob Creek 9-year-old, what they call the Independence Edition. This is an expression that marks a milestone with his iconic wax seal that will be in blue, accompanied by a patriotic red, white, and blue label. And this is going to be, it says upholding a legacy. It's going to be a lot of blah, 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 blah. 100 proof, 9 years old, $37.
Hey. It's a good entry point in the 250 collection.
For what people are charging these days. I don't know how many people are like so hardcore American that you're just like, I gotta give me that 250 bourbon.
There's a ton.
Really?
Yeah.
I feel like we missed out then.
Yeah.
I don't know, but maybe we didn't miss out because everybody else is doing it, so it doesn't feel like it's special anymore. I know.
I don't. Consumers are irrational. So
yeah, well, guess what? It's not going to end there because Redwood Empire has also introduced its newest expression. This is not anything to do with America's 250th, but it's called Colonel Armstrong Wheated Bourbon. It's a 4-grain that blends in North Carolina craftsmanship with traditional heritage. So this will be released on June 25th. It is 4 to 14 years old with high wheat bourbon sourced from Kentucky and Indiana, with wheat accounting for 30% of overall in the mash bill. It says that the blend is inspired by Colonel James Armstrong, who preserved the ancient
Wait, I
redwood
thought you
forest.
said North Carolina.
I get it, and we're going to get there. I have no idea.
Oh, sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
Here's the thing: I don't think we're gonna figure out what this actually means here. Maybe it's. I actually don't know where North Carolina comes in now, but anyway, he preserved some of the forest in the 1870s, and the bottle even features coordinates leading directly to the 1,400-year-old Colonel Armstrong tree. But anyway, it's going to be available for $40.
All right. That's a hell of a story.
It is. It might be bad at just summarization and where North Carolina came in. I don't know.
Is that where the tree's located in North Carolina? Or no?
I don't think so.
Okay.
I would think of Redwood has to be in California,
That's
right?
Yeah.
Like, oh, I'm sorry. It said Northern California craftsmanship.
Northern California.
I said Carolina.
You did. So
I'm so sorry. It is Northern California.
Got it.
That is nothing. That's on Kenny over here. So apologies
that all
about
makes
that.
sense.
The story all comes together now.
It does.
Well, Woodinville has announced the major rollout of its next national release, which is a Woodinville single barrel straight bourbon and the single barrel 100% rye. 7 years, bottled at different various cash strengths, about 180 bottles per, and we'll have an SRP of $70 a piece as well, too.
Love me some Woodinville, especially that 100% rye. It's good.
I know.
We got a few bottles left in our gift shop.
I've actually been going through, and Lauren asked me, she was like, hey, with all of our Pursuit series, you need to go back and put all of the mash bills for all the barrels we've ever selected, because our team here needs to know more about them because we sell everything here at the bar. And I was like, oh, I hope I can remember all these. I think there's a few spelt ones in there I can't remember.
There is. Episode 25 was a spelt one.
There's a few that are going to be.
Maybe I should do it now.
I think, yeah, I definitely need your help. are ones that we got from our friends over at Starlight. I can't remember what those ones were.
Oh, that's impossible.
Yeah, so there's going to be a few different mash bills that I don't know if we're going to be able to dig out, but we'll do our best.
We'll do our best.
I promise.
They just taste good, so it doesn't matter what.
Start there.
Yep.
So our friends up in Maryland over at Sagamore, they are announcing their upcoming nationwide launch of their high rye straight bourbon whiskey that'll start hitting the shelves on July 1st. Okay, so we missed that one. It is a mash bill of 60% corn, 25% rye, 15% malted barley, aged for 6 years, bottled 108 proof, and will have a price tag of $50 when it rolls out.
But it's awesome.
I
tasted their bourbon.
I was going to say, we passed in some of these barrels. Like, are you kicking yourself yet or no?
Yeah. Tasted it when I was like 3 or 4 years old, and I was like, Kenny, this stuff's killer. But we were already pot committed on how much rye whiskey we were buying from them. And so I know, I wish we had some.
It's tough. It's tough to go back and look at that and be like, wow, this could have been ours. Could have been ours.
It's so good.
And obviously, if you pay attention to us, then you probably pay attention to our friends over at the Bourbon Junkies, and they have had some of their barrels. And so I guarantee you that they're going to be really, really good too.
100%.
So in honor of America's 250th, why not? Let's keep it going. I really hope we keep doing this until December, by the way.
Me too.
Oh, Brush Creek in Saratoga, Wyoming is announcing their 2026 Heroes Edition of Straight Bourbon. And it will be situated, or I should say, it says it's a patriotic blend that incorporates red winter wheat, blue and white corn, and alongside a portion of rye, and features spirits aged from 6 to 12 years old. So it's a blend of a lot of stuff. And it will be coming out to Bourbon Outfitter starting on mid-July. And it will also be aligning with the annual Independence Week and Rodeo celebration running from July 1st to July 8th. Beyond that, I don't have any other details of proof or price, but there you go.
Brush Creek's resort, like where this is located, is absolutely, I haven't been there, but gosh, I want to go. But it's one of those places, it's like $2,500 a night. Oh, you're just at this resort, like crazy cool cabins and clamping if you want, horseback riding, fishing, you name it. I want to go, but I just can't afford it.
I know
it's enough money in our shell accounts to.
We need to put more into Pursuit promos.
That's
what
right.
You're trying to say. Yeah, I agree. My wife is still very much infatuated with this place in Arizona that we went, and it is just like that. And she keeps thinking of new ideas of, like, they posted something the other day of like, oh, they have like an archery like course. And she was like, oh, look, we can go and we can shoot bow and arrows like through natural obstacles. And I was like, Lord, you've never shot a bow and arrow in your life. Like, why all of a sudden are we making this
paying thousands of dollars?
Yeah, I was like, this is not.
We can start in our backyard.
It was like, if you just want the sorbet of the day, like I'll stop at Grater's on the way home and I'll go get you a sorbet. Like, that's not a big deal.
Yeah.
All right, so we got a few more here, and then we'll be wrapping this thing up. So Buffalo Trace is unveiling its 3rd edition of their Prohibition collection. This is 5 bottles that will be honoring the whiskey legally produced and sold for medicinal purposes back while the 18th Amendment was in effect. And this year's release does pay tribute to historic brands that were bottled under President Albert B. Blanton's leadership. So here's a few different things. So first is Henry Watterson, an uncut, unfiltered Kentucky Straight Rye Whiskey, bottled at 140.6 proof. Oh. Kentucky River, not an actual Kentucky River, but it's called Kentucky River. It is a blend of Kentucky Straight bourbon, Kentucky Straight whiskeys, not bourbons, whiskeys, 100 proof. Walter B. Duffy, 10-year-old and 14-year-old Kentucky Straight bourbons, 107 proof. Cove Spring, uncut, wheated, straight bourbon, 120.2 proof. And this will be a limited set of 5 375 ml bottles, scheduled to ship to selected retailers, and has a suggested retail price of $1,000.
Whoa.
Mm-hmm.
Henry Watterson, that's what the Watterson Expressway is named after, I think.
I would hope so.
Yeah.
There's not many Wattersons I've met in my life, but if you come to Kentucky, you'll see the Watterson Expressway.
Yeah. It's famous.
It is. It is. Not for the traffic, just because we don't like to go.
I take it a lot.
Do you?
Oh, yeah. It's my artery.
Oh
Gets me
yeah, because
everywhere.
it's not the Gene Snyder. The Gene
Yeah,
Snyder's
yeah.
a little before it for
That's next year's.
yeah. There we
release.
go. I was going to say, I was like, we got to come out the Gene Snyder release before they do.
Yep.
All right, so just in time to do another America 250, BH James is actually going to be launching its new lineup called Spirit 76, and these are going to be flavored Kentucky bourbons of blackberry, peach, and cinnamon, 76 proof, and has a retail price of $30.
Okay.
Sure. Just letting you know, Spirit 76, and why not? It feels like flavored everything is on the rise, so
Keep it going.
I might as well, right? Kentucky whiskey fans have 2 new bottles are coming from Jackson Purchase here now. So you have the Jackson Purchase bottled in bond Kentucky Straight Bourbon. This is 4 years, 100 proof, $50. You're also going to have Jackson Purchase Kentucky Select Bourbon, and they call this a masterfully blended small batch release, bottled at 97 proof, and carries a retail price of $40. So 2 new releases coming from Jackson Purchase. So
it's good stuff.
there you go. I know. And, when we did our last round of interviews and we just released the one
Craig Bean
with Craig, thank you so much. It was one of the most highly regarded ones that we got a lot of feedback on, of having somebody like Craig on the show. So love to be able to see that. And I think it helps bring us back to the Bourbon Pursuit roots, where we were able to bring on a lot of these legends in the industry and kind of have them tell their story too.
Yep. Icons.
Yeah, very much so. Well, we have two more.
Okay.
2 more. All right. We'll go with the first with our friends over at Garrison Brothers in High, Texas. They're going to be releasing their Garrison Brothers Laguna Madre Texas Straight Bourbon Whiskey. This is the 7th year, but they said it's the first time ever that they're also introducing a companion bottle, which is the 2026 Barrel Laguna Madre. I don't know if that means they didn't sell out of it.
Fancy name.
Yeah, I know. It does sound good. Laguna Madre. The 2026 is an 8-year-old bourbon matured in 4 years and another 4 years in French Limousin casks, 101 proof. But this year, the total, it was around 3,000 bottles, with only 1,000 available at the distillery on launch day, and with 2,000 hitting key retail accounts and online stores. So the 2026 single barrel Laguna Madre is bottled at 135.4 proof, and we'll have an SRP of
135.
Try again. $350.
Holy Laguna.
Hold on. That's just the regular Laguna Madre, but the cask strength single barrel Laguna Madre will have a retail price for $410.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, and that'll be sold exclusively at the distillery.
Yeah, I mean, I've really been enjoying what I've had recently from Garrison Brothers, and I know they have like this big following in Texas, Arizona, surrounding states. So hats off to them. I mean, they can get that kind of coin. I mean, the product's great, so I'm just too poor.
They've already said they're going to send us a sample.
Oh,
so
we'll nice. See. Let's go.
Coming to a Whiskey Quickie near you soon.
That's right.
Our last one here, let's go ahead and wrap this up, is that Barton 1792 is now unveiling 2 new additions to its whiskey portfolio. And the first one, we talked about at the very top of the show, is the 1792 Kentucky Straight Rye Whiskey, which is the brand's first ever straight rye expression and a permanent addition to the lineup, they say. Bottled 100 proof, $40, but alongside of it is the 1792 XV. You would think like, oh, is this
extra violets?
Extra violets, whatever, Ryan, you're close. But it is 15 years old, right? So we're going to take it to the Roman numerals here. It's a 15-year-old bourbon that is both the oldest age-dated release in the collection and the brand's inaugural cask strength unfiltered offering, bottled at 124.2 proof. So it's 15 years, and this will be available through different, it actually says in 1 liter glass and exclusively. So if you want to find this, you're kind of screwed, because it will only be at global travel retail, including Los Angeles International Airport, San Francisco, and Incheon International Airport, for retail price of $250.
Wow.
So there you go.
That's an interesting move.
Well, to be fair, we've all had plenty of 14-year Barton in our lives.
Well, no, I mean, I think
just
it's
not from Barton.
I think it's a brilliant move. They're probably like, all these NDPs can sell this shit for way more than we do, so why don't we cap it? We got all the stocks and whatnot, so it makes sense. It's just interesting that you can only get it at international airports.
Yeah, well, that's a thing that we have yet to experience on what consumers are coming from all over the country, and they're like, you know what I want right now? I need a screwdriver and a $250 bottle of bourbon.
I am curious about the rye, though. I wonder if it's actually Barton rye or if it was just, it's like Sazerac rye that they're just rebranding as Barton rye. I don't know.
Question. The bourbon nerd in me would like to think that it's Barton rye.
Yeah.
But the business person in me was like, well, you know, it is all under the same umbrella, so why couldn't you just go ahead and just take it over there?
I guess you'd have to put the Buffalo Trace DSP, but I don't know.
No, you wouldn't.
You wouldn't?
Well, only if it's bottled in bond.
Oh, that's true.
So you wouldn't have to do that. So you could just move it over and just call it whatever you want.
Yeah. Who knows? It doesn't matter.
Yeah. Well, we won't know until we get the chance to try it.
That's right.
But that is going to be it. That is This Week in Bourbon. Thank you all for sticking around with us. I know we had a chance that we missed last week, but guess what?
We're back.
We are, but we're going to miss next week too.
I'm sorry.
Ryan's on his summer sabbatical, so
that's right.
We got a few more weeks until you're going to hear from us once again.
This palate needs refreshing.
He's going to be taking this trip down with pineapples and luau's here very soon.
Right, pig roast.
Sounds great. With that, everybody, cheers. We'll see you next time.
Toodles.